Hey, Eagles have landed. Today, we're going to do a blind flight of Eagle Rare. Okay, so I usually like to do a blind with no less than 4. Unfortunately, we only have 3 Eagle Rare, 10, 12, and 17. I'm not just yet ready to open that Eagle Rare 20 I got. So when thinking of another bottle to put comparable to this, maybe I was thinking something from Mash Bill 1. I was thinking maybe a Buffalo Trace or Stag. Stag, I was afraid the proof was going to mess things up. Then I thought to myself a few weeks back, I did a review on the John J. Bowman single barrel. They're out of Virginia, but they use Buffalo Trace juice. And I kept, more than a few times in the video, I commented how, God, I think it tastes like Eagle Rare. Maybe somebody mixed it up with Eagle Rare. So I said, hey, let's put the Bauman in there. So here we have, this is the single barrel John J. Bauman. So that's going to be the 4th bottle in the blind here. So they were blind poured. Don't know what's in what. Going to go through them, do a little quick nose, a little taste, cleanse the palate a little, go back through the other way, give everyone a fair chance. And then I'll tell you which one I like the most, which one I like the least. And then maybe I'll make a fool of myself and try to guess which is which. Okay, so let's go. So again, just one more time. So we have here the Eagle Rare 10, MSRP of around $40, comes in at 90 proof. We have the big guy, the Eagle Rare 17, MSRP is closer to 200. This comes in at a 101 proof. BTAC, that's a 2024. We have the Eagle Rare 12. This is the 2025 release, the new release for this year. Comes in at 95 proof. That has an MSRP of around 50, I think. In Jersey, we haven't seen it yet. Online, secondary was asking for like 150 to 200 for that. And then we have the John J. Bauman single barrel. And this comes in at 100 proof. So all within, so between 90 to 101. So it should be pretty level playing field. So pretty much a lot is going to be decided on the age. Let's see how these develop. You have anything from a 10, 12, 17. And I think the single barrel is non-age stated. Yeah, I don't think it's age stated. It was probably 6 to 8 years. As with all of Buffalo Trace, the mash bill is mash bill 1, but it's undisclosed. Thought to be a low rye. Okay, so let's go. So we'll start with red. So we'll go my left to right, which will be camera right to left. We'll start with red, go to black, take a minute, cleanse the palate, then we'll go back, black to red, give everybody a fair chance. When I'm going back and forth, you might see me moving them a little front and back. That's not the best thing for the camera. That's just best for me so I can remember which one I like more. And then after I go back again, I'll actually put them in order, my left to right, camera right to left, as to what I like the most, what I like the least. And like I said, then I'll try to guess. So first we got red. Okay, so unfortunately, a lot of my my notes are going to be very similar on the nose because mostly all these Eagle Rares, you know, smell the same. It's fruits, it's vanilla, it's some light brown sugars. Let's give it a taste. So yeah, you got some nice bright red fruits, some nice brown sugars. That one's drinking a little hot, almost with a little black pepper in it. Next we have the green. So green on the nose, some red fruits and light brown sugars and vanilla. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, so nice, bright, light. Red eye, maybe I thought I picked up a little bit of oak. Green, I'm not picking up any oak on. Next we'll go gold. So on the nose it's a little darker, maybe a little deeper. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, plenty of cherry. Sugars are actually nice and light. Maybe a little bit of oak there. Actually, I'm gonna have to put a little more early there. I'll keep the lid on it. All right, and finally black. I didn't mention, when I go to edit the video, when we're all done, I'll know what's what by then, and I'll put that in you know, in the screen while we're going through with the blind. The answers are on the bottom of the glass. Like I said, it was blind poured by the person doing the camera work, not me. So I don't know which is which, but the answers are on the bottom. So when I'm lifting up the glass, if you see little stickers on the bottom, I can't see that. And like I said, while editing, as we're going along, I'll let you know which is which. I'll know by then. Okay, black on the nose. This is actually giving me the least amount of fruits. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, so black is the lightest of all. Sugars are super light. The fruit's there, but it's like a real sweet, like a sweet cherry, almost like a candy cherry, not like a red cherry or something like that. And sugars are super light, no oak at all. So let's cleanse the palate, and then we'll go back, see if our thoughts change on anything since we're coming off of one and the other. Okay, so we ended with black. Let's start with black again. So this is the one I thought had no oak and the least amount of developed flavors. Okay, so on the nose, it's very little fruits and the sugars are a little on the light. You are picking up some vanilla. Yeah, nothing really changed on that one. Super light sugars. The cherry is more like a candy cherry, not like a dark cherry or even like a cough syrup cherry or anything like that. It's just like a cherry sucker. Not even like a cough drop, like a little deeper, almost like a sour cherry with not being sour. Okay, so now this is where I'm going to start moving them back and forth now. If I move, that's just for me. Like I said, if you pick it up, it's me moving them back and forth. The ones front I like more, and then I could just help me go back again. So next will be gold. Gold was the one I thought had a decent amount of oak on it. Let's give that a taste. So yeah, gold I'm liking a lot. The cherry's nice. It's thick. It's a little deeper cherry. It's not that fake sweet candy cherry. It's a nice dark red cherry. Nice brown sugars. Plenty of vanilla. Nice thicker mouthfeel. I'm liking gold a lot, so put that on the front. Next is green. So again, plenty of fruits, some vanillas. Let's give this a taste. So yeah, behind the gold, this one seems to have a little oak. The flavors are maybe a drop more developed. The cherry's a little sweeter. And like I said, I'm picking up a little bit of oak, not as much as gold. So I'm going to put that one behind gold, but still in front of black. Now red. Give it a taste. Yeah, so red is reminding me the most of Eagle Rare. Again, you know, Eagle Rare 12 I just picked up, 17 I've only used in a few videos and shared a few samples. It's a BTAC, so I guard that bottle. The 10 I've drank in plenty and drank regularly. Red is reminding me just typical of that Eagle Rare 10, that super sweet cherry. Plenty of vanilla, light brown sugars, beautiful mouthfeel. Not too hot, but it fools you a little with the mouthfeel, thinking it's thicker than it actually is. So I'm gonna put, for now, I'm gonna leave red slightly behind green. Okay, so let's cleanse the palate. So now I'm gonna put them in order, and then I'm just gonna go back through it once or twice just to make sure I'm good on where I'm at. Okay, so I think gold I like the most. So gold is going to be my left camera right, then green, then red, then black the least. So let me start at the bottom and work my way up and see if we have to move things around a little bit. So first we're going to go black. Let's give that a taste. Yeah, nothing changed on that. Fruits are the lightest. Like I said, it's more like just like a fake cherry candy. Sugars are the lightest. You're picking up vanilla. Again, it has have a very similar flavor profile of everything. It's just this is the weakest. This is the one with the least on it. So I'm going to keep black where it's at. Now we're going to go red. Red, the fruits also seem to be coming out a little more. Maybe going back and forth a few times, all these fruits are just coming out a little easier. I'm going to go red. Okay, so let's get red. Yeah, red is just a beautiful bourbon. Beautiful amounts of cherry, nice light brown sugars, tons of vanilla. It destroys black. It destroys black. Green, we're gonna see. Let's give it a good mouth rinse to go. All right, sorry for the noises. Now on green. So this is the one we're finally getting a little oak on the nose. Tons of fruits. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to move red. I think I'm going to keep red where it's at. This green, it's got a little bit of oak. The fruits, that red is beautiful. It's like a red cherry, and there's also some citrus coming like underneath that, like filling up the closer to the finish. Sugars are like I said, nothing too dark, nothing too deep. Light browns, super light browns, some honey, tons and tons of vanilla. Beautiful drinking bourbon. It's like it's red, maybe with a few more years on it. Like I said, the oak is showing up, and the flavors are just a little more. Good thing. Then we'll go to gold. Okay, now gold. Gold is, like I said, it's got a lot more developed flavor. Cherry, the fruits, a lot more darker sugars, and a little more oak. Let's give that a taste. Yeah, this gold is beautiful. That cherry is nice and thick, nice and sweet. Sugars are nice and again, a light brown, not a dark brown, but nice, sweet. The mouthfeel is also very thin. Green almost feels a little thicker on the mouthfeel than gold, but gold just has a fuller mouth taste, like a fuller flavor, like a fuller like just covers your tongue better and gives you a much better flavor profile. Nothing's going to touch the gold. My only question is I want to just go back between the green and red again, just to give a thing. If it wasn't just for that little bit of oak and a little more, like maybe a little more developed flavor on the green, I would, I can move it around. It's just, the red it's like there's no oak in there, at least that I could pick up. Tons of vanilla. It's just vanilla and cherry. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just, it's like 80%, where this is 100%. Back to the green. Yeah, all right, so I don't think I'm gonna move that. I think it's gonna stay like this. So let's get a sip. All right, so which ones do I like the most? Well, none of these do I not like. Every one of these you could hand me, I'd be happy to drink. The black is the least of the bunch. That's the one that, like, if you said, which would you not go back to? Which would you, if you had 4 open bottles, obviously, I mean, whichever one's the Eagle Rare, I'm gonna, I'd want to, no, 17, I'm saying I'd want to grab, or the 12 or whatever. But the black is the most disappointing. So I'm hoping it's going to be the Bauman, or maybe the 10. But like I said, I've had so much time on the 10. I don't remember it being that flat, that subtle, So we're going to say this. So again, my left to right, camera right to left. So I like the gold the most. I like the green the second. I like the red the third. And I like the black the least. None are bad bourbons. They're all great. Just, this is with my flavor profile. And today, this is what I like. Usually in tastings, I'll say, oh, you get me tomorrow. Maybe it'd be a little different. I don't think with this one it would be. I think this one, it just seems the way, with the flavors and the developed flavors and that little bit of oak, this is my flavor profile, and this is what I like. When you're comparing different brands of whiskeys or something like that, one day maybe you want a little more sweet, one day a little more oak, one day whatever. That's why I always say, on blinds, Monday to Wednesday, you could do the same blind and get totally different results. This one, I don't think I ever would. It's all from the same family. I mean, except the Bauman, but it's close enough. And that's that. So again, favorite is gold, then green, then red, then black. Okay, so let's guess which one is. Not for nothing more than just humor. Okay, so I'll just go with what down the line. I would hope gold is Eagle Rare 17. It had the most oak, had the most developed flavor. Those cherries were deep, the sugars were darker. Just being in the barrel 17 years, using the same mash bill as at least 3 of the other 4 brews and the other 2 bottles on the table, not including the Bauman, although the Bauman is supposed to also be from mash bill 1. Number 2, I would hope would be Eagle Rare. It had some oak, a little more developed flavors. Red and black. So like I said, I much prefer the red. The black was a lot more subtle. The flavors were a lot less. The red was more pronounced. So like I said, with enough time on that Eagle Rare, not this bottle, but you know, over here, Eagle Rare 10. I've had plenty of time on Eagle Rare 10, so it matches my flavor profile. So I would hope that would be the red. And then I only did the Bauman for a first crack. And like I said, at the time, knowing it was from Buffalo Trace, it had a lot of Buffalo Trace qualities. So that's why I kept saying, hey, Eagle Rare, Eagle Rare, Eagle Rare, Eagle Rare. I would hope the black is Bauman. And maybe when it's in a blind with Eagle Rare, it shows how much it's like Eagle Rare and maybe how much it's not like Eagle Rare. Again, I could be totally wrong, and this could be the 17, and I could look like a fool. All right, so again, favorite is gold, least favorite is black. I'm thinking this is this, we're just like going down the line as if it was whatever. I think 17, 12, 10, and this being Isaac Bauman. So let's start bottom top. So the black, hopefully it's not Eagle Rare 17, is B. So B is for Bauman. So that we got right. So I think the rest, this should all be right. So red is the 10. And these two, if this isn't the 17, I don't know where the 12 got all that oak, because it's like I said, this is literally this with just a little more oak and a little more developed flavor, and this is this with a lot more oak and a lot more flavor. The green is the 12, and then that would make the gold the 17. So not too surprising. Again, you're dealing with one family. So again, why wouldn't, you know, the 17 stand out? And like, again, the flavor profile, anybody who's ever tried the Eagle Rare 17, you know, you got to love it. It's not those heavy hitting, you know, WOWs or George C. Staggs with 120 and 130 proof. These things coming in at 101, and it's just that lower proof. Again, they're not washing it out to like 80 or 90 like Michter's. They're leaving at least over 100, but they're letting you appreciate all those flavors and that development that 17 years in the barrel gives it. And like I said, when it's that lower proof, you really could pick up those nuances. It doesn't just like, you know, shut you down with that 120, 130 proof. All right, so 17, 12, 10, and last but not least, the John J. Bauman. All right, so let's finish this off with Eagle Rare 17, the gold. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, maybe throw some comments down below. Let me know how we're doing. Let me know if you like, this is a long video. Most of my videos are short, so let me know if you like the long format and if you want to see more like that. You have some bottles maybe you were thinking about buying and you want to see me review, maybe I have them, drop a comment down below. You could shoot me an email, chasingBourbon1987@gmail.com, and maybe share the video, send it out to some friends. We're climbing up on the subscribers. When we get to 500, I want to crack a special bottle. I got that Michter's 20 maybe, I'll do at 500, and then maybe when we get to 1,000, we might crack open that Eagle Rare 20, and then we'll be able to do a proper Eagle Rare blind with 4 Eagle Rares. So, and don't forget to follow me on all social media. So as always, cheers to the chase.